Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Casting an Actor's Perspective. My name is John, and let's just get started. I'm really excited because this episode marks the second third of the entire series. And I kind of tried to structure it so that the first third is before you walk into the room, the second third is while you're in the room, and the last third is when you leave the room. And I'm really excited because getting into the part of being in the room is just very exciting to me, because I think that a lot of the stuff that I've given you up until now has been good and basic sort of stuff to get you ready and prepared for your audition, but this is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. And I'm really excited about that. So let's just dive right in. This week's episode is They're Rooting For You. And guess what? Casting is rooting for you. Yes, you. Even if you don't think you're worth it. Trust me, every time you walk into that room, those casting directors want you to be the person that walks in and solves their fucking problem. So go in there and solve their fucking problem, because that's all they want. They want you to be the person who does that for them. Now, I cannot stress this enough, because I honestly don't know anyone who works harder than people in casting. Not in this industry. I'm sure that there are plenty of people who work ridiculously hard and who actually do backbreaking kind of work. And that's not to say that their contribution is any less worthwhile than the casting directors, but I can tell you that this is a dedicated group of people who, in my opinion, love, and I mean genuinely love, actors. I have yet to meet a single casting director who doesn't really just love actors and want to see them, want to be around them, want to see them succeed. Because why else would you do this? I mean, these are people who are starting early in the morning, going till all hours of the night, literally, and I mean literally, answering thousands of emails in a day, putting out fires here and there. They need you. They want you to be the person that's rooting, that comes in and solves their problems. So they are rooting for you. So let's go back to the very beginning, shall we? Leadership. Tell, don't ask. Be the leader in the room, because they don't know what they're looking for until they see you do it. Until they see the problem solved, they don't know how to solve the problem. That's why you've got to come in and be a leader, so that you can say, hey, look, I've got this answer. And know and trust that your answer is a beautiful answer. It's a wonderful answer. It is an intricate and layered answer. And also know that on the other side of that, this answer that you bring may not be the answer that they seek. And that's okay. That has nothing to do with you, has everything to do with what they're needing and looking for in that moment. And just because your answer doesn't fit into the box that they think they're looking for at that moment, doesn't mean that your answer wasn't valid or good enough. It just means that they're looking for a different way in. So you've got to own that shit when you walk in that room. You've got to be that leader. And you've got to realize, we've talked about this before, that this is a collaboration. And they are looking to you for leadership and collaboration. They want somebody who can come in and fill up that room, fill up that space, fill up that human being life, and run with it and make it joyful and beautiful and very human and connected. And as soon as you start doing that, you're going to start seeing how on your side casting is. They really are. And look, like a lot of these concepts, this is just my entry point. So my entry point works for me. It may not work for you. But you've got to find the place where you can embody this truth for yourself. It may not come through me. It may come through another teacher or another avenue somewhere else in your life. But somewhere, pay attention, because it's going to come to you at some point, if it hasn't already, where you really don't just conceptually or intellectually understand that casting is rooting for you, but you feel it in your bones, you feel it in your soul, your spirit, and you know that when you walk into that room, it is a place of celebration. It is a place of joy. even if they're tired and have seen 147 people before you that day, there is still that space of joy. There is still that space of collaboration. There is still that longing for human connection, and you can provide that. So just know, casting is always, and I mean always, rooting for you. All right, well, that's it for this episode. Please join me next week where I'm going to talk to you about the relationship building that you can do with casting directors and how that will open up the entire world of auditioning for you. All right, I'll see you next week.